Found a garden? What next? Once we have found our God-given purpose, our garden, we are often left wondering what comes next. Scripture makes it clear that God has given himself the responsibility for increase, but planting and cultivating belongs to us. In this partnership, we are co-workers with God, as 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 1 reminds us. Our job is to cultivate the garden, prepare the soil, and plant the seeds, while God's role is to bring the increase. However, many of us face self-doubt when confronted with our specific tasks, especially if it feels daunting or unfamiliar. Let's look at Moses, a prime example of someone called beyond his comfort zone. When God called him to lead Israel out of Egypt, Moses protested, "I have a speech defect." Exodus 4, verse 10. Moses felt inadequate, yet his obedience made all the difference. Despite his limitations, God empowered him to lead an entire nation to freedom. Similarly, think about Gideon. When God called him to save Israel from Midianites, he responded, "But my clan is the weakest, and I'm the least in my family." Judges 6 verse 15. Yet God assured Gideon, "I will be with you." And in that assurance, Gideon found the courage to step out in faith. Though he felt unqualified, Gideon took small steps of obedience, and God transformed those steps into a great victory for Israel. Jesus gave us the example of the mustard seed in Matthew 13, 31 to 32. He said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, the smallest of all seeds. Yet when planted, it grows into a tree that offers shelter." It's a reminder that the work we start in faith, however small it seems, can grow into something extraordinary in God's hands. I faced similar challenge. Writing and speaking were never my natural strength. I could have argued with God, asking him why I didn't choose a task more suited to my background. But I chose to step out in faith, trusting in God's ability rather than my own. Today, I've published 3 books, and I'm sharing these messages, trusting that God will use them to bless others. So my encouragement to you is this: even if the tasks feel overwhelming, take that first step in obedience. The size of a seed may seem small compared to the harvest, but don't underestimate its potential. Instead of doubting your abilities, trust that God is already prepared to work with what you plant. He specializes in transforming small acts of obedience into abundant blessings. Remember, we cultivate, God brings the increase. When you step forward, He will meet you there, taking your small seeds and bringing forth a harvest beyond anything you could imagine.